What's going on? I want to start making videos, right? And I am documenting my story practically. Let's talk about incentives. First, let me ask, what are your incentives? Incentives meaning, I don't like the word desires. Naval says, desires are essentially a contract with yourself that you'll be unhappy until you receive that desire. You get what I'm saying? When you're desiring and wanting something, it's a lack of within. You won't be happy until you fulfill that desire or want. So I don't look at my incentives like that. My incentives are tucked away in the top cupboard of the drawer that I glance at every now and then just to keep me on track. You know, this is when I sort of went on this journey of getting into my trading career and really what I want my life to look like. You know, when you get the pen and paper out and go, all right, what are these goals? What is this? What is that? About 18 months ago, I wrote these 8 clear incentives. I used to read them every morning, every day. Before bed, I'll straight away get into it, right? Financially biohack my body, wife to raise kids, not a daycare, actually travel the world, fly my family around on holidays. This is not financial advice, luxurious train rides, shake the hands of my inspirations and be free from the matrix. All right, so you know what I'm saying? The first incentive, financially biohack my body. I want to be in a position, it comes out, but you've really got to watch your language with these things and you're in a dialogue. It's a learning process. Everything's a learning process. Being in a position where you wake up and you just constantly work on your soul, your body, your mindset, the food you eat, the knowledge you seek, the things you listen to, the things you watch, and that comes from having passive income. Imagine every day you just wake up and you're just constantly working on yourself. And that's something that I've been doing as much as I can. My last year or so has been very introverted, don't hang out with many people, very hard to get in contact with. Now I'm opening up, as you can see, but when you live such a reclusive lifestyle and you put so much effort into the things you eat, the things you watch, the things you listen to, a healthy physical body, so important. It's your vehicle. You really got to look after that. If your physical body ain't working, then what's the point? You know, you could have all the money. I'm lucky I've never been on a doctor's bed. I'm grateful for those things. But yeah, we'll go on to the next one. Wife to raise kids, not a daycare. This wasn't as important to me until like the recent years with all COVID. One day, a husband and wife came in. They just had a newborn. And I think I asked the lad, I was like, oh, what does your wife do for work? And he's like, my wife's not working. She's looking after the kid. And he goes, yeah, and I'm financially in a position where I can have my lady not work and look after my kids. He goes, I don't want other people raising my kid. And I was like, yeah, he's fucking right. Like, as I'm getting older and mature and seeing how the world works and how people raise their kids, when we have our kid, I don't want my kid going to no daycare. I don't want my kid being raised up with people that have different beliefs and things that I don't believe in. Kids nowadays aren't even being raised by their parents. They're being raised by the schooling system. They're being raised by complete strangers. I believe my kids should be eating well, healthy, nourished foods. I don't want them eating these fake processed packets. So that's a big one, man. I don't want my lady working. If she could have something online or like a business and that, but when there's a newborn, I want to be at home as much as I can. I just want us to be looking after this child. I want him to have the beliefs that we have. That's the most important thing in the family dynamic. Imagine arguing with your kid about something you believe in, and then he's like, no, Dad, I learned this at school. No, that's crazy. That blows my mind. Actually travel the world. I remember everyone always says they want to travel. As a kid, you think about where I need to get a second passport because my first passport runs out. You know, everyone goes overseas once. They might do a Europe or America trip and they go to Bali and the rest is all Australia interstate. Nah, man, I'm just talking. My whole thing anyway is becoming a digital nomad, you know, working from my laptop, trading currencies and just traveling the world, country hopping. Like finishing a passport and getting a second one. I reckon that would be fucking pretty cool. Fly my family around on holidays. You know how amazing that would be, man? That would mean the absolute world to me. If I could take my parents, family and friends to places they've never been able to go and I've only dreamt of with my achievements and success and hard work. Like I remember me and my dad, when we would work, man, he goes, you know, one day I'm going to take you to Italy, we're gonna eat the pizza, the pasta, we're gonna go here. And that's my job now. Ring my mum up. Mum, where are you? Pack your summer clothes. We're going to Spain. So one day, man, I'm gonna ring Yuse and I'm gonna ask if Yuse wants sushi. And then Yuse are gonna say yes, hopefully, and I'm gonna be like, all right, get your passport, we're going to Japan. I'm talking that amount of money, man. These are like these little motivators that I keep hidden, but they're not the motivating factor. They're just like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah. This is not financial advice. Okay, the video, I've realized I was talking to the phone that wasn't recording, so we got to go back. This is not financial advice, okay? I'd already gone like 3 steps ahead. This is not financial advice. I've watched so many Forex trading podcasts, financial podcasts and stuff. Having my own one would be dope, where I'm talking about anything to do with the finances, anything to do where I'm talking about my Forex story, my trading story. And when you do things like that, you have to say at the start, this is not financial advice. But this is the 3rd time. I was talking for like 2 minutes. I've got to keep an eye on the ball. So the next one was this is not financial advice. I've watched so many just different podcasts in general, but having my own financial channel podcast where I'm talking about trading mindset, trading stories, getting people on about their trading stories, just somewhat being an influencer in the trading community where I can just, because I know one thing about life, I think when you achieve something and you've achieved so much from it, it's just giving back. And being in a position where you have to, when you have a financial channel, you have to start your video with, this is not financial advice for legal sakes. That would be pretty dope. Next one was luxurious train rides. I came across a video because I love trains. I'm barely on any, but I don't really look at planes and first class planes, but I've looked up a lot of train videos and people who do train vlogs and traveling. And there's this luxurious train in Japan. Can't tell you how much, but think of like the Murder of the Midnight Orient Express train, that one. It's just like marble wooden cabins, and it's like you got old mate on the piano while you're eating food, and it's like 7-course meals, if that's even possible. I think it's like $20,000 or whatever to go on it. And I was like, I had this vision while I was watching it. I was like, man, I'm gonna be sitting there, have a nice little cup of coffee in my hand, a nice book, and I'm just sitting there, nice couch, and I'm just watching the world go by. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, and I'm like, dude, that's going to happen. I don't know how long it's gonna take, 3 years, 5 years, but that vision of me sitting on that train, entering that, you know, you gotta be well dressed. You can't just go on in flip-flops and that. It's like, you gotta wear suits, you gotta wear like nice stuff. I'm like, I'm going on that. Financial advice, luxurious train ride, shake the hands of my inspiration. That's the big one. When I first started my vision board, I put up the people who have had the most impact on my life. More so just my mindset, my perspective towards things. There's about half a dozen of them that I would just love to go up to them, look them in the eyes and just say thank you so much, just for having such a profound impact on my life. One's passed. One gentleman, Peter Crone, the mine architect. As of recently, Wes Watson, my favorite rapper Ransom, and Patrick Bet-David. I'm going to shake all of their hands. I'd have to go to America and just really look them in the eyes and go, man, thank you so much for the impact you've had on my life. Because without them, I wouldn't be this person. You know, they've had as much as an influence as you. Really start to look at the people you gain the most influence from. And I've got that type of thing where when I like someone, I watch every single episode, podcast, appearance. I break down every quote. Like, I study the human. As I was saying, like, I really study the people that have the most influence on my life, and they're practically little parts of my brain. And then the last one was break free from the matrix. There's the incentives there on the wall. My phone kept playing up. In the future, when people come up to me and how'd you get to this position where you are? The reason for the documentary and the uploads is for that reason, for when people can scroll all the way back down to see what I did, what I'm doing, and how it's being done. It sort of keeps me a bit more accountable too, rather than just looking at it up on my board every day. It's out on the internet, you know. I'm not too sure if anyone's really watching this. And the great thing is I don't really care if anyone's watching it because it's all for me. Yeah, in the future when I'm on that train in Japan, when I'm flying around the world, when I'm with my wife, when I'm buying the luxuries for my family, my younger sister, I'll always have this video to look back on like, wow, man, I did it. That will be crazy. I just got to catch up the time, collapse time. Have a good one, hey? Till the next one.